And we are back at Prevent-A-Thon 6. I am Oregon Mike, your host. We are supporting Little Warriors, and Little Warriors' mission is to change the trajectory of child sexual abuse through education, advocacy, treatment, and prevention. And just a reminder, when you donate to us, you can include that donation an incentive for an upcoming run. So you can make some of these runners do things that are harder, or change costumes, or whatever you'd like. Anyway, with that, we have another run on the docket right now. We've got new Super Mario Bros. Wii and Crazy-O. Crazy-O, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mike. Hi, guys. I'm Crazy-O, and this is new Super Mario Bros. Wii. So this any percent, we're going to complete the game as fast as possible, using any sort of glitches and stuff. There's no restriction on route or anything. But to begin with, we're going to keep this quite short. We're going to start on a complete save game because got a super guide block in 1-2. This spawns Luigi into level, but once he appears on screen, we basically just reset the game back to the main menu. This manipulates the RNG going to... it manipulates the RNG of Fred, the Goomba, who's right at the end of World 1. So we've just done that. We're going to start the run. The run starts once you've moved. So yeah, it's on first movement. I'll start the run in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And cheers for the good lucks, everybody. I hope to put on a good show tonight.
Yeah, good luck, friends.
Would you like to take lead on commentary, Leah or Riekelt?
Yeah, sure. So, just to introduce myself, I'm Leah. I speedrun a bunch of other games, but I did very briefly play this game. I mostly played any percent, so this is pretty much my forte. So a lot of this game is going to revolve around keeping a propeller for as long as we can, really. There are a few places where we will intentionally use it, but for the most part we want to hold on to the propeller for pretty much the whole run. That little ending trick there was kind of a faster way to get into the goal pole by, I believe, holding neutral, so just letting go of the D-pad, and then, yeah, the slope gives you a little boost.
We're moving into 1-2. So this level has a few tilt platforms that you can take advantage of sliding on to gain a bit of extra speed. We'll pick up a star on the way to the end as well. Just gotta try and slide down these and avoid getting hit by Goombas, basically. Yeah, there we are. Cool. Oh, that's fine. Don't need to worry too much about that. We're gonna break these blocks here. And then, and then Mario jumps like Sonic, basically, when he jumps while invincible. Also gives him a pretty cool speed boost as well. And there's the pipe.
There are some weird rules for sliding down slopes. Like, it's usually faster to slide down them, but sometimes it won't be.
Yeah, it's usually when you have a star. You don't want to slide when you have a star because your running speed's a bit faster than just regular sliding, so it ends up making you slower there. Yeah, 1-3 as well. We're gonna get the secret exit on this level to get the warp cannon into World 5. Just to go do a little triple jump over this hammer bro. Sometimes he'll jump up, sometimes he doesn't, but in this case he did jump up. So that's usually to mitigate that issue. But yeah, the rest of the level's pretty simple as that. There's a little tricky jump coming up, Sack, as well. There we go. There we go, do a little spin jump here. There we go, cleared that. And yeah.
For the most part, 1-3 is pretty much the easiest level in the run. If you don't do anything wrong, and to be honest, the main thing that can go wrong is timing the propeller too early or too late. You'll get a 450 on the timer pretty much every time.
Yeah. But yeah, with that said, we just got a little cutscene coming up along with the warp cannons, so if you have anything to say, Mike, now's the time.
I do in fact have something to say. I have to say that My namesake Howlin' Mad Mike, who is not me, has given us a donation of $10, saying, "Let's go!" Insert any other Mario-related noises here. Good luck, Crazy!
Cheers, Mike. And excellent to see you.
Thank you for that
Howlin' Mad
donation,
Mike.
Howlin' Mad Mike.
Yeah, Howlin' Mad Mike is the GOAT, honestly. He definitely deserves more viewers on Twitch, I must say. But that said, that's World 1 done. We're on to World 5. So the difficulty kind of ramps up a little bit from this point on, and so do the tricks. But yeah, that's it really. So this level's got a few giant Koopa shells and some other stuff. There's a roulette block quite early on, which will time to get a star. Other than that, we just swing on some vines and we do another trick called water skip. That is if I don't lose the propeller. But there is a backup propeller in 5-3 if I need it. So I'll try and keep the propeller. So I'm going to do a triple jump up
Even
here.
if you lose the propeller. Even if you lose the propeller, you'll be good.
We can only
That was a
hope.
very calculated ground pound to get the star every time.
There are slightly faster ways of getting it as well, which is really cool, but I end up getting an ice flower or one up if I'm lucky enough. So yeah, here's water skip. Ooh, that was a bit shaky from me, I must say, but yeah. And try and move left a little bit to avoid that paratrooper. Pipe kick off the pipe to get a bit of extra momentum, and yeah, that's not too bad, all things considered. But yeah, coming up, we've got Stalking Piranha Plant. We call him Juan, but there's two other ones towards the end of World 5 called Pedro and forget the last guy's name. Yeah, Julio, that's it, thanks. But yeah, you have to fight Juan in this category. Same with Cannonless, I believe, as well. So yeah, got a little trick here to get the ooh, that didn't go as planned. That one did though. There we are.
That is the only mandatory enemy encounter in the run. However, Pedro and Julio can affect the run still, because off-screen they are moving right now, and we got lucky there, they didn't take very long to move, but if they take a while then it can take a while for us to move. The same applies to the Goomba in World 1, but we manipulated RNG right before the run started, so that doesn't pose any problems to us. But 5-3 is one of the harder levels in the run for sure. When you start out learning this category, you... Oh, nice donut jump.
Cheers.
When you start out learning this category, you probably will do 5-2 instead of 5-3, which is a couple seconds slower but much easier, but 5-3 has a bunch of different strats that you can do, and I'm not sure how many of them Crazy's gonna do. Okay, we're skipping Weird Shell Strat here. Weird Shell Strat being a trick that allows you to kill that bramble much more quickly and avoid having to stall around the checkpoint area. And a kind of risky pipe kick you could go for there, but it saves barely anything and you risk falling into the poison immediately after if you go too high, so yeah, it's a good call to not go for it.
Yeah. Now this is the trick I'm slightly dreading a bit, 5-5-6 cycle. But we'll see what I can do here. If I do miss the cycle, you can still get away with 5-4-6, which is pretty good enough. We'll just gotta lock in and get it, hopefully.
So the first half of the tower leading up to the checkpoint is pretty simple. Like, you'll get this section pretty much every time. After the checkpoint is where it gets difficult. We'll let it explain itself when we get there. So there's a platform we're trying to land on kind of as soon as we can here, which is this one. And we need to be really quick here.
Oh, I'm a bit too slow on that, unfortunately. I could have probably insta-landed on the first platform after wall kicking, but yeah, it's what it is, really.
Yeah, so you can see where we kind of could have made it through there, but if you miss it, then you risk, one, possibly losing your propeller if you get hit by spikes, and two, potentially even dying if you get squished between the wall and the little top platform, so yeah, best to not do that. And Iggy is really easy.
Yeah. Apart from when he's a complete pain sometimes. But yeah, that's him defeated. He's out of the way. But yeah, I absolutely hate his boss fight in New Super Luigi U. It's just so RNG, but New Super Mario Bros. Wii, he's a complete breeze, even in the 5 castle boss fight. But yeah, from this point on, I'm just going to save my progress going into 5-4. So you're normally on a raft in this level, but there's a really cool trick that you can do to skip it. And I'm just going to save the game here now to be able to reset the game back to this point if I end up failing it. So that loses about 3 seconds typically, but I'd rather lose 3 seconds than a minute and a half.
Yes, this is one of the most important levels in the run, and yeah, this is a trick that saves well over a minute, and is kind of one of the big tricks you tend to implement after you get sub 30 in this category for the first time, or maybe even before then. So a lot of this is just kind of navigating with propeller and wall kicks. This section's a little weirder coming up. Using the padlock there for safety. There is an off-screen platform up here that you can walk along, which I don't know why it's up there, but it makes that very feasible to do. The alternative is to not go up there and use the falling bombs to platform across that area, which is called Bombfall, and is very, very difficult to do. Only the top.
I've never attempted it in my life.
Yeah.
You will have also noticed there was a small detail that I did where I did a crouch jump going into the upward pipe. I did that rather than just entering the pipe normally because crouch jumping into it gives you a slightly smaller hitbox, and that in turn makes the transition a bit faster. So it saves time mainly RTA wise.
Yeah, it won't save any time on the in-game timer, but it will save time in real time because it's, if you can imagine, it's only sucking up like half of Mario into the pipe.
Yep. And here we're going to get another secret exit which will warp us to World 8. Ghost houses tend to be a maze, but this one's quite easy once you get muscle memory for everything. Just got to time these jumps fairly well. Yeah, there we are. But yeah,
this is another...
The most stressful part of this run's basically over now, because I could lose the propeller suit and not lose too much time now. But I'll keep this up until 8-1 now. Other than that, is there anything you have to say, Mike?
I have plenty. Oh, there it is. I have plenty I want to say. But first of all, I've been getting a lot of compliments on my Mario noises. I should let chat know that growing up when I did, my Mario was Captain Lou Albano and was not a high-pitched Italian man, but rather a Brooklyn plumber. So if you want to hear that version of my Mario noises, or if you'd just rather continue to wound my soul by making me do a half-rate Charles Martinet impression, you can help support Little Warriors by typing !donate in chat, or typing Prevent-A-Thon.com/donate in your internet browser. And as a similar reminder, when you do donate, you can put that money towards an incentive or two. We have an incentive to add a whole extra run of challenge stages to Astrobot. The run coming up in, I believe, a couple runs from now. So that would definitely be something you should consider doing. So, I will turn the mic back over.
Yes, please do it.
Cheers,
Make
Mike.
suffer.
Now this is RNG Central, basically. Because the meteors fall down in a very unpredictable pattern sometimes, but luckily I've so far had a decent enough pattern there. But
Looking
yeah.
good from what I can see.
Yeah.
closer to the end of the stage, there is something unconventional that we're gonna do. Take a little bit of damage in trade for a little bit of speed.
This part's slightly scary.
Oh,
Oh, not for that reason.
Very
Usually.
scary.
oh dear. Yeah, I'll go pick up on the mushrooms you got from Juan, and then I can get the fire flower. Hopefully I can try the damage boost again there.
Yeah, this is the only level in the run where we damage boost twice. We go from starting level Propeller to going down to Small Mario at the end, and we keep Small Mario for a little bit after that, before getting Propeller back. So again, this is the scary part. Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've never had that pattern before.
Sometimes you don't make it over the big fire thingy that comes out of the lava.
The geyser. Yeah, that was quite scary, I won't lie. I've never had that pattern before. I don't know if you actually get that pattern without dying. But yeah. Now, 8-2 is quite a fun level. I quite like playing this one.
My favourite level in the game. At least 90%.
I hope I don't take another death on it. Because that's what happened at another marathon run. Ooh, bad RNG there, but luckily didn't do a twirl. If I twirled there, I would have died straight away.
So this level is entirely done with Small Mario, which is why it can be quite easy to die. That is a crouch boost. I think that's what it's called. I don't know if they have a special name for it.
Ooh.
And crouch boost will basically mean that if you're on a rolling hill that is going against you, like most of the rolling hills in this level, if you land on kind of the top part of it, the flattest part of it, crouch, and then uncrouch midair, you can kind of negate the effect, the negative effect that has on your speed. And we do that in a bunch of places, most notably in this secret exit room right here, where we have a few more rolling hills going against us. We want to keep the star as long as we can. And so right about here, or not, never mind. But you can use it.
I had to play that a bit safer because the Goomba going out the conveyor hill there.
Yeah. Also, secret speed tag here. Oh, crazy not doing a bit of secret
steps.
If you land on
I didn't know there was one there.
Yeah. If you land on the edge of those platforms and hold the 2 button, it does speed you up a very tiny bit. I don't know why, but it is a thing.
I always called it stutter steps because that's what Slasher SR told me in the NSMBW speedrunning Discord when I was still learning the ropes. But yeah, I'm gonna get a mushroom here just because insurance policy. You can sometimes get damaged by the geysers if you're trying to attempt muffin triple. So picking up mushroom avoids taking a death entirely if something goes wrong here. But yeah, there's not really much you can do to speed up this level. That's much faster than going the normal route, where you'd go through 8-3, 8 tower, 8-4, 5-6, and then airship. There we go.
Yeah, we're basically doing like 5 levels for the price of 1, pretty much. There is a category any percent no 87, and it's about like 6.5 minutes longer than regular any percent.
Is this a good time to remind people what we're here for?
Oh yeah, of course.
Excellent. Well, Prevent-A-Thon is, of course, supporting the Little Warriors, and Little Warriors says this is more than a mission, it is a movement. Warrior power lives in the courage of a child beginning to heal, and the strength of people like you who walk beside them. Together, that power is unstoppable. So when you donate to Prevent-A-Thon, you are donating to Little Warriors and helping to prevent and heal from child sexual abuse. Always a worthwhile cause.
Luckily managed to get that last wall kick there. I wasn't sure if I was going to just straight up land on that platform, which would have denied me the wall kick. But yeah. The easiest level to 100% by far there as well.
I mean, if you're an auto-scroller, you might as well.
There we are.
It's looking really good.
Cheers. Yeah. Now we're on to our two greatest levels, I'd probably say. 8 airship and 8 castle. So we're gonna get the propeller back at last in this next level coming up. There's a few like walls which open up when you spin these screws. Other than that, yeah, there's a few other cool tricks I'd hopefully like to show off here. So
Yes, the airship is one of the most, I would say the most important
There we
level to run. There is so much that really sets apart the good players from the really good players in this level. And this level is also what kind of makes this category a nightmare to run, because of course it's the second to last level and it has some of the hardest tricks and least consistent tricks. It is possible, theoretically, to get an early cycle and get into that pipe without having to wait, but it's basically TAS only, and the TAS makes it with 1 frame of leeway, and that's also with the penguin suit, which we don't get in
oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
not
that was a ridiculous trick there as well.
I have a donation. if
That
there's a
jump's
moment.
always scary. Yeah, go ahead.
We have $5 from MASH saying, donating so I can maybe hear ASMR mic instead. Regardless, thank you to all the other donors and viewers for tuning in to support LW. I assure you, a lot of work has been put into the event and behind the scenes from staff and volunteers, as well as the fantastic runners, bringing us these showcases of games. So thank you, MASH. I hope that was ASMR enough for you.
Now then, on to the boss we've all been waiting for, Bowser Jr. And there's a really cool trick that I will hopefully try and show off, and that's Bombless. So I'm just gonna walk here. Oh,
Yes.
there we are, first hit. Try and go for the code and double. Oh, throw it there. Damn it. Wow, there's a backup that I'll try and attempt. Oh,
Get lucky here.
another troll hit again. There we are. Not instant third, but I got back up. Let's go.
This is still worth the swag points. I approve.
Oh, yeah. Now, if there's anything more you want to say, Mike, go ahead now. Got a few seconds to waste here.
Of course. Of course, you catch me drinking. Just like to say for those interested, first Prevent-A-Thon happened in June 2023, and Prevent-A-Thon has raised over $11,000 Canadian in support of Little Warriors with our previous events. So hopefully we'll be raising a similar amount. I think we can double that this weekend, don't you? I believe, chat. Do you believe?
Yes, absolutely.
We can, yeah,
Keep donating, guys.
keep it going.
Now then, for the penultimate level. So yeah, time to lock in, basically. Well, this part of the level isn't that bad. It's mainly Bowser at the end that we got to take care of.
Yeah, the really interesting stuff in this level happens in the last part. First room's pretty chill, and then we actually have like an auto-scroller room right after this.
Yeah. I usually try and avoid touching the platforms. At the same time, though, I still think it's a bit unfair how Dry Bones literally gets to stand on that platform and he doesn't even do anything to make the platform move down.
Because he's light as bones.
Oh, yeah.
You got some, you got the mustache. That must be it.
Oh, don't know if I should have tried going for that.
throw just so you get to use balls of old in a run.
Oh yeah. I couldn't imagine doing that. Right then. So this next bit here. So you got 2 patterns of fireballs that come towards you here. There's a 1 in 6 chance that you get a bad pattern. So hopefully you can not get that bad pattern. If not, then not a problem. Oh, there's probably a way to dodge that, but I didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, not all patterns are created equal.
So yeah, we got the switches here. However, that's not quite time yet. So we're going to do a trick in a couple seconds called ATC, above the castle. Basically, I'm going to propel towards Bowser within a 6-frame window, and he'll break the wall in a specific pattern, so I can crouch jump into the hole, and it will just basically, when I uncrouch, Mario will start moving into the wall. I'll immediately crouch jump again after that and try and go out of bounds. So I'm going to just lock in here a sec.
You need definitely one block gap in this wall. Ah,
Ooh.
there it is. Ooh. Quick mash. There we go.
There we go.
Double
So,
bonus
yeah.
and 80 seconds. Let's go.
Just so Techno, when I hit the big switch at the end, that's when time is called. But other than that, I'm just going to do my shout outs now. So if you're interested in running New Super Mario Bros. Wii or any of the New Super Mario Bros. Series, there are a variety of New Super Mario Bros. Series speedrunning servers. New Super Mario Bros. Wii has their own, so does New Super Luigi U. But there's also a central New Super Mario Bros. Series speedrunning server. Other than that, massive shout out to Big Cheese in the chat. He's an absolute legend of the game. Probably started speedrunning this around the same time as I did, but it's incredible how he's like top 3, top 2 in basically every category, if not world record. And honestly, I'm pretty glad that I know you. Also shout out to Tark speedruns, Cads, Chris speedruns, a couple of the other New Super Mario Bros. Series guys, also friends, family, and all that have stopped by to watch. I really appreciate you watching. And special shout out to Howler Mad Mike, of course, the absolute legend himself.
Love you, Mike.
Do you have any shout outs to Leah, Riekelt?
Shout out to the fellow British runners of the NSMB series, especially -112.
And Spare Trainer, don't forget.
Yes, definitely.
Please come back, Spare.
And of course, shout out to Prevent-A-Thon for having us over.
Cheers for having me, guys.